So, okay, great. Um, so welcome to St. Mary's You Matter series. Like Joan said, tonight is our fourth session together. We started out with, talking about being in this time of uncertainty and change. And then we talked a little bit about navigating through fear and different emotions that we were having during this whole entire COVID-19. Last week, for those of you who weren't here, we talked about coming to mindfulness, coming from a place of kindness and compassion for ourselves, a wonderful way to take care of ourselves. And tonight, we are going to talk about building resilience and strength. I first just want to take time to thank you all for being here. These sessions are a wonderful way to invest in your health and well-being. And I'm Cindy Maxted from Mid-Atlantic Mindfulness. And I'm thrilled to be here with you tonight and to lead this session. Again, tonight will be very much like the last three sessions. We'll have a discussion about resilience and strength during this time, and actually all times of our life, but especially now when we're noticing some increased amount of anxiety and stress, uncertainty, and fear in our lives. And really for the first time for so many of us, not knowing week to week what's going to happen. And so experiencing those emotions of like, oh, I think it's going to be okay. And then, then waking up and the next day, hearing different news. And so that riding that roller coaster and the sessions that we've had when we've been focusing on the three pillars of health and well-being in my teachings. The first part being the mind, and the second part being the body, being aware of the body, and the third part being the heart and the way that we nourish our body with food and hydration. So tonight we'll do a body scan and we'll do a brief meditation. And then during the heart segment, we'll talk about meal planning during this time. The last few weeks, we've talked about foods that boost your immune system and healthy snacks. And once again, the importance of hydration. And then we'll end tonight's session with a gentle chair stretching segment. And these exercises that we do are going to be a little bit different than some of you are used to. We're going to do nice and slow, being gentle with our body and being aware of our breath as we move our body. So like every session, I would like to begin tonight's session by stopping, taking a moment to notice your 2 feet on the floor and your arms and hands resting gently in front of you. And so that we start being, feeling grounded and centered, taking 3 deep breaths together. Thank you. So when we talk about building resilience and strength, resilience is really the ability to adapt in a positive way to adversity. And the only way through adversity is to test how our ability to handle adversity is to go through adversity itself. And so many of us have felt some challenges in the past few weeks and months. And so it's amazing, as I was preparing for this session tonight, thinking about how there are different events in people's lives that, you know, for some is catastrophic, and for others, they can have a similar event and kind of move gently through that event. And where some people are crippled, others can just navigate themselves through whatever challenges and adversity that they have. And so what's most important when challenges and adversity come to, you know, your life, is to lean on those people who support you and to ask for help. And for so many of us, that's a difficult thing to do. And so being able to lean on those people that support you and can guide you gently can be a wonderful way to get through times that are, you know, that you're finding challenging and difficult. It's also, I like to call this time the great pause. So for many of us, we have had that chance to stop and to practice going inward. Some of us have not enjoyed it very much because we as a society are so used to going 1,000 miles an hour and using the TV and our phones and going to concerts and traveling as a distraction of for stopping and going inward. So so for you all to be here tonight and to do this practice is very brave and courageous. And so I just want to mention, last week when we did our session, we were sending kind thoughts to ourselves and to people that we love and to people that we don't know that well, and then to people that we're having difficulty with. And I had one participant message me this week and say how difficult that was, because that's like really the first time that they've thought about someone they were having difficulty with and sending them kind thoughts. And so just come to this practice with a gentle curiosity. Nothing happens overnight. And so we come to this practice again and again, and be patient with yourself and know that this is a journey and not a destination. And so, and know too, that each time you come to this practice, the meditation or the body scan or whatever it is, those thoughts and emotions that come can be different. And so you may find some of these sessions like really you feel calm and relaxed. And then there might be another session where thoughts and emotions come and you don't feel so calm and relaxed. And that is perfectly okay. I just wanted to mention that. So this also can be a wonderful time if those thoughts and emotions that are coming up during these sessions are staying with you after meditation. That might be something you want to explore, and again, reach out to people that can support you and ask for help. So it's really when we acknowledge that all of these emotions that we're having, whether it's anxiety or frustration or sadness, they're all natural. They're all a part of our life, and it's all okay. And so when we can sit in our practice, notice those thoughts and emotions coming and going with a gentle curiosity and care for ourselves, that's when we can move forward. We can move on. And when I first started practicing, I remember thinking, okay, this, like whatever emotion it was coming, like, and I remember thinking, oh no, how long is this going to stay here for? Because I really don't feel comfortable with this emotion. And it was when I could just sit with it and notice it and care for it. And then just like in our meditation, when we notice our mind wandering and our mind wandering away from our breath and our body, it was when I could acknowledge it and notice it where I was holding it in my body and then letting it go with my breath. I realized that these emotions, they come and they go. And it didn't happen overnight, believe me. It took time. And so know that you too, it may take time, and just again being patient and gentle with yourself. It's when we reject the emotions that we're having and we label them as bad or negative, that's when that can lead to frustration and unhappiness. And so through meditations, we learn to be with our emotions. We learn to be with our stress in a more accepting attitude. And then we're less likely to push it away or label it as bad. So I really like it because for a long time, I was like, wait, you mean I don't have to hold on to all this? I just get, it's like I'm getting like let off the hook. And yeah, why not? Because really, when we talk about mindfulness, we talk about being in the moment, right? With all our senses, noticing our thoughts and emotions from a place of kindness and compassion. That's it. Like these thoughts and emotions, they come, but we can also let them go and return to the present moment, to be present with so many wonderful things that we have. And when we're caught up in the story, or we're caught up in the past, or when we're worrying about what might happen that sometimes doesn't even happen, that takes away from our present moment. That takes away from our happiness. That causes dis-ease in our body. And so when we're aware of that, when we have tools and strategies to deal with whatever adversity and changes are happening, then we're able to be curious about it. We don't have to be stuck, and we can move forward. And then when we move forward from a place of kindness and compassion, that ripples out to others. And so how wonderful is that? And so that's that's my spiel when we're talking about building resilience and strength. And as we practice, we get better and better. We get stronger and stronger. When I first started practicing, there may be a couple moments throughout the day that I would notice, extreme stress or extreme frustration or anger. And then as I continued my practice over weeks, months, and years, I feel like I'm still learning and I'm still practicing, but I've gotten a lot stronger. And does that mean that I'm mindful and not stressed? Of course not. But what it does do, this practice gives me awareness to when I'm allowing that those challenges and stress and anxiety to take over from from those present moments. So it's like when we do the practice, when we do the meditation, we're not pushing it away. We're not making a story about anything. We're just coming. We're coming from a gentle curiosity, and we're coming from that place of kindness and compassion. So when I was preparing for this session, I came across this quote, and I'm not sure who wrote it, but it says, "On particularly rough days, when I'm not sure I can possibly endure, I like to remind myself that my track record for getting through difficult days so far is 100%. And that's pretty good." So overcoming adversity is the secret of champions. It's when we're not making excuses, we're not judging, we're not labeling what's happening, we're just noticing. And then we're coming from a place of kindness and compassion and moving forward. So that is our discussion right now with adversity and gaining strength. And I'd like to move into the mind segment of our session tonight. And that's going to be beginning with a body scan. So taking a moment to find yourself in a comfortable seated position and finding your 2 feet on the floor and your arms and hands resting gently in your lap. Noticing your spine feeling upright and alert, and allow your shoulders to move away from your ears. And if it's available to you, slowly begin to close your eyes. And if closing your eyes is not available, leaving your eyes open, gazing down at a spot in front of you. So the next few moments, we're able to keep that inward focus and not be distracted by any movement in the room. So with your 2 feet on the floor and your arms and hands resting gently in your lap, take a moment to check in. Checking in with your body. Noticing your body feeling at ease, tense, this may be the first time that today that you've taken a moment to check in with your body. Remembering that we're not making a story or judging, we're just noticing our body feeling whatever way it feels. Taking a moment to check in, noticing your mind feeling active, calm, coming from a place of kindness and compassion for wherever you are today. And as we begin to scan the body, just noticing any areas in your body where you feel tension, maybe feel discomfort, and allow that area to soften and relax. Beginning with the top of your forehead, allowing the top of your head to melt and soften. Feeling your forehead, your eyes, allowing your eyelids to rest gently over your eyes. Softening the space between your eyes. Feeling your cheeks, your jaw, softening your upper lip, your lower lip, allowing space between your lips. As you allow your jaw to completely relax and let go. Feeling your neck, your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, and your hands. Taking a moment to notice your hands. Your hands feeling warm, cool, sensations in your hands, tingling. And allow your hands to completely relax and let go. Feeling your chest rise and fall with each breath. Allowing your stomach to expand and soften. Feeling your upper back, your lower back, and your hips. Taking a moment to feel the chair or the surface beneath you, supporting you and holding you upright as you allow your hips to completely relax and let go. Feeling your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, and your feet. Taking a moment to allow your feet to soften and let go. Imagining the floor, the surface, the chair, completely supporting your body, your entire body, as you allow your body to soften and let go. Taking just another moment to scan through your body, noticing any areas of tension, discomfort, and allow that area of the body to expand and soften. Almost as if you're sending your breath to that area. Expanding on the inhale, softening on the exhale. And when you're ready, slowly begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And very slowly and softly, opening your eyes. Gently coming back into the room. Taking a moment to check back in. Noticing any changes in your body, your mind. So when we talk about mindfulness and meditation, again, mindfulness being present in the moment from a place of kindness and compassion for wherever you are. Meditation being one way to cultivate mindfulness. And meditation is what we're going to do tonight. And there are many ways to practice mindfulness. And meditation is not the only way. But we know with modern day science that this practice that we are going to do 5 to 8 minutes a day over 8 weeks makes changes in our brain and our body. And so When you hear the word meditation, so often we think of a wonderful way to decrease our stress and anxiety, but we also know now that this practice increases our ability to focus. It increases our creativity, our ability to sleep. And when we talk about sleep, so many of us don't realize that we are sleep deprived. And so when we can increase our sleep, that can benefit our body in so many ways. This practice is known to increase our happiness and, most importantly, our peace of mind. And tonight we're going to use the breath to follow, because the breath is always with us. And so we have our breath. We can use this practice anywhere, anytime. And so it's just remembering that we have our breath, because so often we forget and we are not even paying attention to our breath until we have a cold and we can't breathe, and then we are like, if we're running and we're exhausting our body, then we have a hard time breathing. Or so most of the time we're not even paying attention. So this practice brings attention to our breath, which is a wonderful way to calm our body and bring awareness to our thoughts and emotions as they come and they go, because they do. And so many times we're not even aware of the thoughts and emotions that are coming because we're not paying attention. We're distracted. And so when we're able to notice the thoughts and emotions coming in, then we can care for them. We can take care of ourselves. And when we take care of ourselves, we are better caretakers for others. Note again that this practice, when you come to it, you may feel differently each time, and that is perfectly okay. And again, this is a journey and not a destination. So tonight, I would like you to come to this practice with a gentle curiosity. And if you can, try not to make judgments or stories about whatever comes up. Just notice them and acknowledge them, and then let them go. And so a lot of times people will say, well, will meditation blank my mind? And I wish I could do that for you, but I can't, because your mind is active. It's always moving. Things are always going on. But what I can do is give your mind something to focus on. And that's why we use the breath. So let's begin. Oh, wait, one more thing. So people will ask, will my mind go blank? And also many times people will say, well, meditation is not for me because my mind's always active and my mind is so busy. Know that that is perfectly okay. It is that action of noticing your mind being busy, noticing your mind wandering away, and then coming back to your 2 feet on the floor, your body, and your breath. That is meditation. You are doing it right. So your mind may wander 10 times, 40 times, 400 times during this next segment. It is that act of noticing and coming back again and again. You got it. So finding yourself in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to turn on a little music here. And again, noticing your spine upright, your shoulders relaxed. And if it's available to you, close your eyes. Again, taking a moment to check in. noticing your body, noticing your mind. And we'll begin tonight's session by setting an intention for tonight's practice. An intention is one word or phrase, something that you would like to see more of in your life. This word could be compassion, patience, strength, whatever word feels right for you tonight. And this could be the same word as last week. It could be a completely different word. Know that that is okay. And on your next inhale, taking a nice deep breath through the nose, repeating your intention silently, and exhaling. Again, breathing in your intention and breathing out. And one more time, taking a nice deep breath in and out. And now we'll begin by following each inhale and each exhale. Allowing each inhale to nourish you. Each exhale, relaxing your body even more. Aware of each inhale, letting go with each exhale. Gentle with your thoughts as they come and they go. Gentle with each breath. Allowing your entire body to expand on the inhale. Soften on the exhale. Bringing awareness to each inhale and each exhale. And as we slowly begin to bring this practice to a close, bringing to mind the intention that you set in the beginning. And on your next inhale, taking a nice deep breath through the nose, repeating your intention silently, and exhaling. Again, breathing in your intention and breathing out. And one more time, taking a nice deep breath in and out. Taking just another moment with that intention as you contemplate bringing it into your life this week. What does that intention look like? And giving yourself appreciation for this practice. Knowing that this practice not only benefits you, it benefits others in your life. And when you're ready, slowly begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And very slowly and softly, opening your eyes. And gently coming back into the room. Again, taking a moment to check back in, noticing your body, your mind. With that gentle curiosity. And so as we slowly transition into the heart portion of our session tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about meal planning during this time. And this is another wonderful time to give yourself time and patience as you plan for meals each week and each month. And so with this social distancing that we are experiencing, this means that shopping for groceries less often and more efficiently is very important. And so I don't know about you, but before this all began, I would go to the grocery store sometimes a few times a week. Sometimes it felt like every other day. And now I'm really trying to be mindful of planning and making a list and strategically going about my grocery shopping so that I'm not having to go as often. And so I think that having a list and planning ahead, even not just for a couple of days, but even for a week or two, is very helpful. And then we all love to have fresh fruits and vegetables, but having the flexibility of knowing that during this time it's okay if they're frozen, or if you you need to buy in bulk. And then noticing too when you're craving those baked items or desserts, that's okay, and that it's really bringing mindfulness to how often you're having those desserts, and sometimes I like to call them junk foods, and so bringing that mindful eating and practice into your meal planning can be very helpful. And when you're taking out and ordering food from different places, being careful of where, or even coming back from the grocery store, being careful where you're placing your bags, and maybe not on the same counter where you're cooking, but maybe on the floor or in the sink, so that you can be careful with taking the containers out and washing your foods and your grocery items before putting them into the refrigerator or the pantry. I also like to mention that this might not be a perfect time to go on one of those strict diets where you're needing certain foods that maybe are harder to get to right now, because that may just cause more stress, and right now that's the last thing that you need. So just maybe putting that off for a little bit of time, or improvising with different, not being so rigid about your diet. And then of course, in order to have a fully functioning immune system, we're not going to forget about hydration and making sure that you're drinking lots of water, and more than, they say 7 glasses, but I like to say more than that is wonderful. So that's our heart portion of our session. Before we begin to slowly transition into the chair stretching, I'd like for you to just take a moment to be still and get comfortable in your chair. Notice your 2 feet on the floor and your arms and hands resting gently in front of you. Taking a moment to check back in. Again, these stretches that we're going to do are very gentle. We're going to go very slow, using the breath as we move. These exercises can be very calming on the body. They can also give us energy when we're feeling sluggish. So many of us are at our desks at home and not moving around as much as we used to. So these are wonderful ways to take breaks throughout the day. Stopping, checking in, noticing your body, feeling your breath. All from a place of kindness and compassion. So We'll gently begin by rolling our neck in one direction. Noticing any sounds, sensations in our neck. Taking a nice deep breath in and out, coming back to center. And then very gently, with your shoulders relaxed and your core engaged, supporting your lower back in the opposite direction. If at any time these feel uncomfortable, please stop and find yourself in a comfortable seated position, noticing your breath. Taking one more deep breath in and out, coming to center. Noticing any sensations in your neck, feeling warm, cool, and then very slowly, shoulder rolls in one direction. Coming back to stillness. And then very gently in the opposite direction, taking a nice deep breath in and out. Coming back to stillness. Noticing any sensations in your neck, your shoulders. And then very gently and slowly bringing your arms up above your head and bringing your palms together. Again, noticing your bottom flush with the chair, your abdomen engaged to support your lower back. Allow your arms to go straight up with your shoulders relaxed. Taking your left hand around your right wrist, and then very gently feeling that stretch in your right arm, side, and your right hip. Take a nice deep breath to lengthen. Exhaling, letting go. One more time, taking a nice deep breath in and out. Very slowly coming back to center with your two palms facing one another. Taking a moment to check in, noticing any changes in the right side and the left side with that gentle stretch. Taking your right hand around your left wrist. Again, just gently coming over to the side. Noticing that stretch in your arm, your left side, and your hip. Taking a nice deep breath to lengthen. Exhaling, letting go. One more time. Taking a nice deep breath. In and out. Very gently coming back to center. And very slowly allowing your arms to come out to either side in stillness. Taking a moment to notice your arms feeling heavy, light, tingling in your arms, your hands. And then very gently, just some gentle arm circles. Breathing in and breathing out. And then coming to stillness. Again, noticing sensations, heaviness, feeling any sensations, and very gently in the opposite direction. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming to stillness, allowing your wrists to rotate in one direction, very gently. Coming to stillness, and then very gently in the opposite direction. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Shaking your hands and arms. And then allowing your arms and hands to rest gently in your lap. Checking back in. And then one last stretch before we end tonight's session. Coming to the front of your chair. Bringing your right arm behind your chair and your left hand on your right wrist. Your spine straighten. Feeling that gentle twist. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Very gently coming back to center. Noticing any changes in the right and the left side with that gentle stretch. And then very gently taking your left hand behind your chair, your right hand on your left knee, your spine upright, allowing that gentle twist, breathing in and out. Coming back to center. Very gently coming back into the room. Noticing any changes in your body with those subtle stretching, breathing exercises. So we have a few minutes left in this session, and I'd like to leave it open if you have any questions about what we talked about, maybe ways that you have found strength and resilience during this time. What you've noticed, maybe since you've been here, these 4 sessions, any changes in your daily life. We'll go ahead and open it up to sharing or questions. I want to thank you all for being here tonight.
Cindy, I don't know about anybody else, but I think that the chair exercises, I'm amazed at how simple they are, but you really feel them working your body. And I think we all tend to put this pressure on ourselves to go out and, you didn't get a workout unless you ran or walked 4 miles, or, that's what's in our mind. But just doing those simple exercises with you, just raising your hands above your head. I've never done the palms together. It's like, wow, I could really feel that. So I appreciate you teaching us those. You get a simple workout just sitting at your desk, and it's good for your body.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Joan.
We have a comment in the chat, if you want to read it out loud.
Okay, so I've seen people practicing meditation, and they sometimes touch the tips of the index finger and the tips of the thumbs. Is that a traditional or, oh, yes, this is wonderful. Great question. This has been, oh, thank you for that. So yeah, so that's one way of, and we talked about that the last couple weeks as well, of having that, that mind-body connection. And so that is one way to, while you're in meditation, be grounded and connected to the body as well as the breath. And so doing that with the fingertips is a wonderful way of reminding yourself of that connection. The other one we talked about is using your fingers during meditation. I am breathing in, I am breathing out, I am breathing in, and I am breathing out. So yeah, that's a great question. Sometimes just noticing your 2 feet on the floor, and without shoes on is a wonderful way to have that connection with the body as well. I know people find that very grounding and helpful.
I also think this practice will be good now that businesses are opening back up, and different people have different viewpoints on whether we should all be out, whether we should be going to restaurants. And I think this practice makes you respectful of other people. You just say, I'm mindful of myself, and I respect that they're mindful of themselves. So I think this is going to help us do that. Instead of getting angry that, why is everybody going out all of a sudden? We shouldn't be doing this. This is going to teach you to remain calm, respect how you feel about it, and then also respect how others feel about it. I think that this will help me do that.
Yeah, I love that, Joan. I was just reading something today on that exact, that is something that we don't have control over, right? Of what people are doing out there. But what we do have control over is what we're doing and how we're taking care of ourselves. And so when we get caught up in what's happening out there, then, that's nothing. We don't have control over that. And that's taking away from our present moment. It's taking away from caring for ourselves in a kind and gentle way.
Right. I think I said this last week, I'll say it again, but I am breathing in, I am breathing out. You can do that, like you said, with your hands under the table, with your hands in your lap. And even if you're talking to someone and they're getting you, upset or thinking about, judging other people, you just tell yourself, you can do that with your hands without anyone even seeing. So I like that. I like a lot of the things that you shared with us.
Great. Yeah. So, and I guess just one more thing I wanted to mention, because I forgot about when we're talking about resilience and on that note of what other people are doing, and going back to like being kind and compassionate to ourselves, knowing too that like let me see how I say this. So sometimes things that are challenging for us or affect us in a certain way don't always challenge and affect others in a certain way, and so being mindful of I'm feeling this way, but it doesn't mean the other person is feeling that way. And so bringing that kindness and compassion to not only yourself but to others as well. And so those people are out there for some reason, and we don't have to know.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said, that someone had contacted you this week and said, it's hard to think good thoughts about somebody, but if you're practicing that along with your mindfulness, then again, it's a practice and you will get better at it.
Yeah.
And I think that'll help a lot of us.
Yeah. Just keep practicing.
Yes. Now, I know that when you have had your handouts, when you've shared your handouts with us, you give your website and your email. Is there something that people can follow along with this summer, or do you put articles up on your website, anything like that?
Yeah, so I usually update it with anything that I'm doing out there in the community, as well as on my website, there are 8 free meditations. And there's an introduction. The first one is an introduction to meditation, and each one, it's in order. So each one has a different topic, and it's like 20 minutes long. There's music, and I guide you, and so please feel free to listen to those, and also reach out if you have any questions about your practice or anything for that matter. One of my things that I've been doing, one of my intentions is to start writing some blogs and some, my experiences on my website with working with people and people of all ages. So I hope to get that going, but please enjoy those.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please enjoy those free meditations. And I'm here for you. If you need anything, please reach out. I could talk about this subject day and night.
Thank you, Cindy. This has been very nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful night.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you check our website, and we'll have other activities all summer long. Thank you.